On the 15th of September 2025, the FNB Stadium in Johannesburg was a sea of green and gold, filled with more than 6,000 ANC councillors summoned to receive marching orders ahead of the 2026 local elections. The atmosphere was tense. The party faced a stark reality. Across the country, ANC-controlled municipalities were underperforming, and frequent Auditor General reports highlighted systemic failures in service delivery. For years, citizens had complained about unaddressed water leaks, sewage issues, and inconsistent electricity provision. The challenge was clear: unless the ANC changed its approach, public confidence would continue to erode. The party's historical resistance to outside influence made the task even harder. In Cape Town, the DA had implemented rigorous water leak detection systems, regularly publishing reports to hold themselves accountable. In Stellenbosch, transparency in municipal budgeting and monthly expenditure reports became standard practice under DA leadership. ANC councillors, however, often dismissed these initiatives, citing party policy and a reluctance to adopt methods developed by a political rival. Across several municipalities, attempts to introduce tech-based solutions, apps to report potholes, online systems to track electricity outages, were either ignored or delayed. These examples underscored a cultural reluctance. The ANC often prioritized internal loyalty and traditional practices over efficiency or innovation, even when citizens suffered as a result. It was against this backdrop that President Cyril Ramaphosa took the stage, his voice measured but firm. He did not mince words. "It hurts me deeply when I continue to see that our municipalities sometimes tend to move even backwards," he said, addressing councillors directly. His message was simple but urgent: the ANC could no longer afford complacency. Service delivery failures were not just technical problems. They were political liabilities that could cost the party credibility and voter support. Ramaphosa's critique went beyond broad statements. He made accountability personal. Councillors were instructed to respond to water and sewage leaks within 48 hours, emphasizing the moral responsibility of leadership. "You cannot allow what you cannot tolerate to be done to the people who elected you to your position," he said. The call was clear. Leadership is measured not by speeches or ceremonies, but by tangible action that improves citizens' daily lives. Supporting this urgent message, ANC chairperson Gwidi Mantashe offered his own rebuke. "I know that we have a lot of singing councillors, but we have no councils," he said sharply. "You all sing well, but capacity nothing." Mantashe's words highlighted a deeper issue within the party: a culture that celebrated performative activity over substantive governance. For years, ANC councillors had been resistant to the DA's practical approaches, defending tradition and party pride at the expense of effectiveness. This internal critique underscored the tension that Ramaphosa was attempting to resolve: the need to embrace learning over rivalry. Then came the moment that defined the day, the narrative climax. Ramaphosa, with both candor and authority, urged the ANC to look beyond party lines. "We need to ask ourselves, what is it that they, the DA, are doing better than what we are doing," he said. "And there is nothing wrong with us saying, we want to go and see what Cape Town is doing. We want to go and see what Stellenbosch is doing. How do they craft everything? We need to be moving up the ladder of being good at what we do." For a party that had long treated the DA as a rival to be defeated at all costs, this was radical. The president's message framed learning from the opposition not as a weakness, but as a pragmatic pathway to improvement and accountability. It was an invitation to humility, to put citizens' needs above political pride, and to embrace best practices regardless of their origin. The speech concluded with a roadmap for transformation. ANC councillors were positioned as agents of change, capable of elevating municipal performance across 257 ANC-led municipalities. By internalizing accountability, seeking innovation, and learning from successful municipalities, regardless of party affiliation, they could restore public trust and demonstrate competence ahead of the 2026 elections. The opportunity was tangible: break free from resistance, embrace pragmatic governance, and move the ANC from the bottom rungs of municipal performance to a credible, effective party. In the end, the gathering at FNB Stadium was more than a pep rally. It was a call to confront the party's own failings, to overcome entrenched habits of resistance, and to accept that leadership sometimes requires learning from those you have long considered opponents. Ramaphosa's message was clear. There is no shame in learning from the DA, and there should be no excuse for continuing to fail the people who depend